Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome everyone on YouTube. This is Monday morning. We are back live streaming again. Had a very good week streaming live. I enjoyed the process. I enjoyed turning up at a routine time. I enjoyed being able to interact with you guys, having someone to trade alongside. So I decided I'm going to continue doing so. So thank you for all those people who joined the live stream. Yeah, I mean, we're going to continue doing so. I like everything about it so far. Okay, so we're gonna jump straight into the charts. I've taken three trades already this morning, and it was actually 2 losses and 1 win. So I'm gonna potentially have a look at that. I'll recap that at one point. I'm just gonna have a look at the market, see anything, if there's any opportunities now, just before the start of the London session, and I'll explain to you what I got to in the meanwhile. Well, at least after that. Let me just have a quick look, make sure everything is right, and explain what happened earlier. Okay. Just check that we are live on YouTube quickly. Okay, cool. All right, so as I said, I was in 2 trades this morning, or at least 3 trades this morning. One was on Euro here, and it was a losing trade. So what I saw on the higher time frame, we are looking at, let's go to higher time frame. We are still in somewhat of a downtrend. Well, some people argue this is an uptrend. So you argue it's an uptrend looking at this. This is just a pullback and it's going to continue. But I saw a reversal here, consolidation, and it started trending down. So it's still currently in a downtrend as this high has been respected. This high respected the previous high and so on. So it's in a current downtrend, in my opinion. But the longer term uptrend, right? So it's here now at this reversal point. It dug into there and it's pushed up and it's potentially reversed it to try to attempt to take these higher highs, and this would be potentially the target if you're a swing trader. I would say you got some equal highs here, so there's an argument for the buy side that this is a reversal. It's tapped back in there. There's the left shoulder, there's the right shoulder. It dug back into the right shoulder, respected it, and it's reversing, continuing the higher time frame trend, and it's going to push up, taking these highs and going up. Very strong argument for that. However, this morning I saw the gap here and I tried to sell it, continuing this downtrend, and I lost that trade. So now that reinforces the buy argument. So I could be looking for buys here, and to be honest, it's what I should have done, obviously in hindsight, but there was a little trend here. It broke it here and I thought it's going low to fill this gap, and it didn't here, and it held and broke here. So it's pushing up. That's the first trade I lost today. I'll tell you the second trade. There is major news out today, so that may play a big factor, and it should come within the London session in about 2 hours or so. I'm not trying to stick around for that. I'm going to see if we could get an opportunity before that. So I can see this now running these highs, or I can stick around onto news. So that was the trade on EURUSD. My main trade was here on gold. Can't remember if I went short first yet. So I went short first. So again, because of the gap, I saw price trending down and tried to go with the trend to fill this gap. Price, however, did break structure here. We had a lower highs here, and on this H1 candle, it was just here to continue this downtrend. This H1 candle should have respected that and went down, but it broke that high and it went up. So I was initially selling it, saw the break here, got out of the position, and then I bought it to go up to continue this drive up. So in the euro trade, I lost it, but realized quickly I was in a losing position, so I closed it. And in this gold trade, I was losing in a losing position, so I closed it as well. Then I bought it, and with the buy, I made back everything I lost and a little bit of profit. So I'm up on the count from last week, and I'm starting today up by $22 or so. So I've already taken too many trades on my systematic account, and I did not take my systematic trades. I actually went against it. So I've already broken one too many rules, and I've over leveraged as well. So I've broken one too many rules. So what I'm going to do is try to be patient now. And if I am going to jump in here for a buy, it's going to be with a reduced size, because I've over traded and I've over leveraged already today. But as we are on the live stream, I do want to actually take trades while streaming, so I'm gonna keep an eye on that, and I'm just gonna be patient, try to find something, you know, concrete, something I could really, you know, read well and take the trade. So that's what I'm looking for. The buy here, I didn't want to take it initially because of that gap, but it worked out. So there's an argument it continues pushing up. The price action we got here is not a reversal, nor is this. So yeah, the other buy argument, the same, that's actually in the euro. So we had price trending down on gold on H1. You can see it then tapped into this major demand that shot it up. It came here, tapped into it there, and it reversed there. So if you were watching the stream last week, you saw this was a reversal pattern, and I said that there was a left shoulder, there was a head, but there wasn't any right shoulders. This is the right shoulder now. Okay, so it pulled back in. We were selling this, trying to get down to here last week. It got there after after I got out of the position, so I missed all of that. Fair dues, market got me. So it pushed it all the way there, and it tapped into the right, to the left shoulder where it started the reversal. So this is the break point where it decided that it wants to break structure to the upside, breaking these previous lower highs. So now it's tapped into it. There's an argument it remains bullish and attempts to take these previous highs that it created, the previous lower highs. And again, we've still got that gap there, so that could be the target. So the argument for the buy is, I was looking for a buy, to be honest. I said to myself, after reviewing it on the weekend, this is a reversal, it's tapped right into it and it's pushed up again. So on Monday, look for a buy. But this gap has threw me off completely. So what I wanted was it to come down here somewhere, maybe here, and that would be the buy. But this gap made me think, okay, it's going to sell down into that gap first, maybe then tap there, then go for the buy. So I didn't want the buy initially, and that's why I decided to take the sell. And the sell was the wrong thing to do. It's still opportunity for it to come back down, because we have news, and this is just the start of the London session. So it can still hold there and come back down, and then that could be the buy to take it up towards this target, this imbalance here, this inefficiency here. Okay, I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen. This is all speculation. So if I do find a buy opportunity, I will try get one and try to ride it up, at least for some points, scalp it, leave a runner. So that's what I did this morning when I took that first loss. I realized this could have been the buy opportunity that I was looking at. I took the buy, took it up here, got above here, and I got out because it was going to tap into this higher time frame supply zone here, and that will pull it down, and it pulled it all the way back to my entry. And I was out before that because I didn't want it to go back into break even, especially after I had taken 2 losses. I wanted to keep the profit because I took it out of a losing trade, made it profitable. I don't want it to go back into a losing trade, so I took it at the profit up here. Okay, so that's where we are so far. Now we're just going to wait and see what opportunities are available. That's what we're doing. Let me know what you're looking at, people. Are we looking at euro looking bullish so far? But like I said, there's news, so it may not go anywhere until closer to the hour when news is going to be released. Are we looking at gold? I feel like most of these are going to go sideways. Gold is looking like it's in alignment with euro right now. So if that's the case, and I believe euro is going sideways for a while, maybe gold follows it. Or we're looking at FTSE or DAX. Haven't had a look at either of the two. Let me know what you're looking at, and I'll have a look as well, see if there's any opportunities. Good morning. Good morning. I'm assuming you sold on gold as well, right? It made sense. It was it's a trade trend trading setup. It made sense to sell, and I sold for towards a gap. It made sense. It's just, I think it made too much sense. It was just too convenient. So that was it here. The sell there, pulled up here. That would have been the indication to sell. I was selling it around there. Initially, when it was here, I saw it and it pushed up, and I said, I wanted to sell it here, but that was too aggressive. And I said, let me wait for some kind of reversal on M1, switch to M1, saw it, then I got in around there to sell it. Gave me just a little piece, stayed around there. When it gave me this, I was wanting to get out. No, I was happy actually. Then when it started pushing up against me here, I said, no, it's not working out. I got out around there. So I had my stop loss initially above here. And when it started pushing up there, I speculated it was going for my stop loss. Got out the position, bought it, and just got it. This little push up here. That was the move. It may push up here again and continue driving up. We're going to see. Because I could see why it came down here. It was to fill in this imbalance here. It's done so now. And then it could push up again, potentially pushing up to try and take today's high. Today's high being here. So I could see that pushed to take today's high. If I'm going to sell it today now, I'm going to wait for it to get above that high, and maybe we'll get some kind of pullback. And that would be my sell for today. I'm not going to sell it from here. DAX looks, no, not DAX. FTSE looks like a sell. And let me just see if it's fill this gap. We've got equal highs. Not a fan of equal highs. There's a gap. Filled some of it, and it looks like a quick drive down sell. Potentially to run these lows. Yeah. Probably a quick sell on FTSE. Yeah, I can see. I don't know how much points that is, and kind of missed the move already. So I'm going to leave that alone. I want a better setup than this. This is the challenge account, so I should be waiting for a systematic approach. So what I do need to see is price trend in one direction, then the break. So the break was on this H1, so it was trending down, pulled in here, and its broke structure. Should be buying that, but I'm not going to buy it because of all these equal lows. I can see price getting underneath here before the buy. There's equal highs, equal lows, 50-50. I'm just going to be patient with FTSE. I can see FTSE for buy at some point. Let's just see. But from here, it looks like a sell. Let's zoom out a little bit more. So it's still sitting in this supply zone. Yeah, FTSE's a high risk move for me right now. I don't trust it. It's sitting at a supply zone, it's just going sideways. That would indicate to me that there's going to be a sell at some point. But then it's created higher highs, equal highs up here. There's a little gap there that will indicate there's a buy. It's just, I don't like buying so high up. I need to see something. Okay, so DAX looks heavy. Okay, DAX looks like a better sell. Let's see. Gap's been filled, tapped, Just drove up, broke structure, and just pull it back down. Does it get bought up again, or does it drive down? See an argument for it to continue selling. See liquidity underneath here. That could be a sell. Let me see H1. It's again. It's like footsie. It looks right now initially as a sell, but there's all these because of all these equal lows here. It looks like a sell to get underneath here, but it has broken structure to the upside as well. We had a trend here, and it's broke that trend. It could be a buy, but again, I don't trust the buy because of all these equal lows down here. So again, I'm gonna wait and see. That's the best thing I could do. If you're unsure, just wait it out. We don't need to force any trades. Wait for the trade that you feel more comfortable with, and that's what I'm gonna do. It could be a sell, but I'm just not comfortable with it after this broke structure, so I'm gonna wait. Gold looks like it's a buy, but again, I don't trust the gap here. I'm gonna wait on gold, and let's see if EUR is offering anything. Okay, so EUR is now taking this high, and I can see the drive up, but just started London session. Gonna wait. Okay, so right now it's pushing up. Argument for the sell. If it comes back and gets underneath this low, here at 12.05, I may be selling EUR. Drives up. Yeah. Tag back into there. Holding and big structure. Yeah. Okay, I would love to sell EUR right now. I'm gonna wait a little bit. Need to see a break in structure. Got the gap, got liquidity underneath it. It's at a high in its range, top of the range, and we got a H1 low here. So if it does flag up here again, then break, that's a little reversal to take this, but I need to see that at least with this. So I'm gonna wait, but I feel the read on euros a lot cleaner than the other. There you go, UK selling, than the other two, or other three I'm looking at. Okay, have a quick look at NAS. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. As you see, I still got this highlighted. I do expect NASDAQ to get down here at some point. So yeah, and it hasn't really moved, has it? Last few days? It's got down massively though. Got down massively. Let's see. Yeah, it's looking really bad actually. So this looks like it was an attempt to reverse there, and that didn't hold. Yep, and yes, a sell. Yeah, I can see a drive for a sell. I would say it could drive down to get to this point here. That's where I can see price getting down. I see it getting down to 29.10. Then it's underneath these lows, already broke the structure. This could have been a reversal attempt, didn't hold, so it's pushing down now. I can see it getting down there. I'm not sure about jumping in personally. I'm not going to jump in myself. Reason being is because I know NASDAQ tends to move better during the New York session. So even though this could be a sell, it could stay here for a while. and I need more speed with Nasdaq. I just don't trust it. If it hasn't got the volume, I don't trust the price action I see at this time. It's a pair that it's an instrument I've traded in the past around this time, and it just don't work out. So it could get there, but Nasdaq for me is all about speed, and if it's moving slower, what's the point? Whereas I think Euro, USD, and GU moves a lot quicker around this time. So I'm not gonna jump in personally, but I can see why you're selling it. If you did get in, I can see why you're selling it. Definitely, it looks very weak indeed. Okay. Okay. So there's fundamentals that suggest that Nasdaq could sell as well. So I, I love it when fundamentals and the technical align. That's more reassuring. It tends to work out, but it's a matter of time kind of thing. So it may not work out when you get in, but it tends to work out. But yeah, I can see a sell for Nasdaq to get down to this low. But overall, this gap here, I still see it getting down there. That's FTSE pushing down. More inclined to look for a buyer now, but let's wait. Okay, so gold is not moving. I'm happy I'm not in that. That would have made me very anxious now. Still looking like a buy. Yeah. Still looking like we're gonna get a drive up with gold. Created a little trend here, higher lows. This should try push to continue this trend, get it back up there. But I'm glad I'm not in it right now. It's just moving sideways, very slow for gold at this time. London session open, nothing's really moving. Yeah, nothing's moving. So this is a break to pull back in, push out again to continue this trend. But look how slow it is. We are almost 20 minutes in. London session hasn't moved. So I'm actually glad to see it pushing up now, because as I said, for me to have sold this, I need to see it get underneath here. So it's about to break out here, and I want it to be a little bit further, then create some price action to induce people into the market, then break a H1 candle, and that's when I will look for the sell. So it's a bit too tight, a bit too close. I want it to push out a little bit more, then come back. And for those looking for break and retest, that's when it reverses to get a quick move. So done some back testing on the weekend. My systematic approach still works. It's just right now the ranges have been massive, so the stop losses would have been quite considerable. So I'm gonna be trying to use a negative risk to reward ratio this week, well, at least for now. So using a 2-to-1 as an example, I'll be risking 20 pips to try and make 10 pips or so on. I want to get in and out, because what I'm seeing so much is there's a lot of inconsistency with the price action that I'm reading. So I want to get in and out rather than wait for the 1-to-1. The 1-to-1, sometimes because of the large ranges, we're looking at 30 pips just to get 1-to-1. I'm not trying to do that. So I'm not trying to risk 30 pips per trade. I want a tighter range, and I'm not getting that right now. So I use a negative risk to reward ratio to get into some of these moves is the plan. All right, so Euro looking to push up now. And I'm not really tempted to buy it myself. I can see people buying it now. Stock losses underneath here. I can see that, but not for me. It's not the way I trade. See what's going on. Gold's not moving yet. FTSE is now pulling. Yeah, I'm more inclined to buy this than sell it, but yeah, okay. So H1 dug into this supply, dug into the demand, and on the lower time frame, yeah, too early. Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. Okay, so FTSE is still bearish at this point. It's the only thing that's really moving. FTSE and maybe Euro. Euro's stopped again. It's just, but Euro's trending. It's trending up right now. That's the trend, which is very clear. Looking to take these highs. Does it push to take these highs? I don't know. But it's trending up. It's definitely taking these highs at some point today. So I'm mistaking it now, actually. Big drive up. Pull back. Let's see. Gonna wait. Monday mornings. Typical Monday morning so far. How was the weekend, guys? Anyone get up to something special? I ended up, my son's football game was on Friday. They ended up losing, which was expected. They're playing the top team in the league and all that. They tried. I mean, they did well. It was a very exciting game. There's a 1 point we scored a goal from the halfway line from kickoffs. Guy just hit it straight into the goal from halfway line. So that's nice to see. And these kids are like 7, and he scored on the halfway line. So it was very interesting to see. Very dramatic, very emotional. And the rest of the weekend it was just quiet with the boys and stuff like that. Did some training with the boys, getting them into boxing, just for the discipline and the routine so far. And they seem to be enjoying it, trying to make it fun. Because I realize at sometimes I just push it a bit too much, but try to make it fun now. And yeah, they do that much. Just nice, relaxed weekend. Anyone get up to anything interesting? Let's see. Gold still looking to push. Euro should have moved by now. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Could have taken that chance on the Euro, but not really my thing. Trading with the trend like that. I'm considering a buy on FTSE. Yeah, I need to do a bit of a deep dive clean in this my basement. It's just so much stuff. None of it's mine. I want to get rid of it all. But yeah, I guess sometimes it's needed. How was it? Was it therapeutic for you getting it all clean? There's this technique Trader Tom uses. So you got the overnight range, first 15 minutes candle. Let's see, where was the first 15-minute candle? Which is here. Price is underneath there. So he will be buying this, stop loss underneath here. Should we try that? Let's try a Trader Tom setup. Wait, hold on. Let's see if we get it right. So first one's negative, it's underneath. I think it's the third one. Second. Yeah, I can't remember. There is a technique. He's got a systematic play based on price action. Definitely check out his channel if you haven't. I've only got really one systematic setup that I like with price action. He has multiple, and one, I think he calls it school run. I just can't get my head around it because he's got a school run, he's got an anti-school run, and he's got one where school run's not working. And I just haven't been able to digest all the information yet. I need to check it out again. But I could definitely see this setting up as one of his plays. So it's underneath the overnight range. This is second 15-minute candle. I can't remember if he's buying this or he's continuing to sell it. I can't remember. But definitely there's a setup here, and I'm sure he will be doing something right now, getting ready to do something right now with FTSE. I think it might be a buy. I don't know. I'm gonna wait. It's not my setup. I'm gonna wait and see. It's in a range to be bought. We've got support. Yeah, I mean, I think there could be a buy there. So if this is an uptrend and it's looking for support, that's support right now. These previous daily highs tagged into it at one point overnight, or Friday, tagged into it again. Can see it holding and pushing up against it, maybe. But let's wait a little bit. See what the close of the candle looks like. Okay, you were pushing up aggressively. So it was the buyer on euro. Makes sense. I didn't get the sell here. I was induced to sell here, and it pushed it up here, taking these highs. Let's see where it's going. So what I'm looking for here is a pullback with euro. I don't think it's going too far before news. It's major news for the euro. So I don't see it going too far. So it may just stay within this range, and it's still, still downtrending. So it may get a pullback here when it tags back into this price point where price broke structure loss. Don't really want to see it above here. So I can see this acting as resistance to give it a little bit of a pullback. And that could be the trade just enough. And I might be taking that. So I'm going to take a little trade on euro here. It's pushing out nicely. And I'm going to take a small position on euro, get a pullback, see what we could do for the rest of the day. And we are in. So I'm going to try have my stop loss above here. If it takes it, it takes it. That's fine. That's where I don't want price to go further down. This isn't a systematic play at all, so that's my bad. But I don't see a lot happening today, not at this time. So I'm going to try take this trade back down here, and I want to see price consolidate a little bit, then try to push underneath here. So that's what I'm more inclined to do right now. I put a small size on it, and I'm gonna get my stop loss above here. I'm gonna put my stop loss in now. So let's see, not gonna risk too much. Gonna manage this 12.65.7. Seven. See what we could get from here. So go reduce this. Just want to do about, let's see, 500 to 12.67. Stop loss. 27. 47. Okay, so I'm just risking $100, 0.5. And yeah, see if we get this back down. It's moving slow, so I should get some kind of pull back into this range anyway. If I don't, okay, cool. That's me taking the loss for this trade. I'm happy with the risk. Not happy that I'm taking a trade outside of my systematic approach, and it's against the current daily trend. But the higher time frame trend is still in place, and that's to be sold. If it works, great. If not, that's on to third loss today, and I'm definitely going to stop trading on this account, and I'll just be 100 down. So I mean, the other trades, if I had lost them, I would have been more than 100 down today. So I'm in the green so far today, even though I should be down. So I could take a little loss if I need to, and then that would be me done with this account. Hopefully it holds around here. It's run these highs here, run these highs. After running liquidity, I could see a pullback here before it continues going up if it wants to go up, or I could start reversing at this point. I should have waited closer to the end of this hour close, and that's when you would expect price to reverse if it is reversing and then push down. But essentially here I'm trying to catch the top of the range, and I'm trying to get back down to the bottom of the range. So this is where the last reversal happened here. Prices slowed down there, came back, reverse here, left the gap, and it's pushed back above these highs. Anywhere here it could be sold, and that's what I'm hoping. Try to catch the top right now. Yeah, you find some things in the kitchen that you never expected to see after a long time of, neglect, if you like. You'll find some things you never expected to see there. Come on. Why is it being all of a sudden so aggressive now? Come on. All of a sudden, it starts moving strongly against me. Looking like a loss now. Yeah, it's looking like a loss. Gonna wait for this candle close, then see what happens with the next candle. Hopefully we are still in the move. No, not even. Not a chance. Couldn't just hold out for 1 minute. That's terrible. If I give it a little bit of wiggle room, it could. But this stop loss, this price is 47. It's currently at. Okay. Let's see. I would love my stop loss to be above here. That'll give me a chance to either, when it pulls back here, to get out clean. And it'll give me a better chance to stay in the trade. But right now, it's looking like a loss, and I'm only willing to take the $100 loss. I could take $120. Let's see what $120 look like. $22 pips. Okay. $120. Hopefully with this next 5-minute candle pushes it back to my entry, and I could look for exit there. Hopefully get a pullback here. Should have waited. Gold is still flat. It's not moved at all. It's meant to have broken up, but it's not moving. There you go. FTSE looking like the buy. Still a bit early. Doesn't look like a reversal from at this point, but a buy from here would have got a few points already. Am I missing an opportunity in FTSE because of this Euro trade? No break. Let's see, M1. So FTSE should push out down now. If it pushes up, that could be a buy to get back to this supply zone. Yeah, I can see if this doesn't go now and break this low, I can see a buy to get back up here. Okay, so this Euro trade is not working out. I might close it now. It's pushing against me. Looks like it's going to break out again. Got 2 minutes for this candle. Yeah, I'm going to close it now. I'm closing this Euro trade. I was trying to catch this top, but there's no indication of it. It's coming to pull back down now. It's pushing up again. There's no point in waiting for a loss. Took a risky play on Euro, didn't work out. Back on FTSE, I'm inclined to buy it now. So like I said, if it doesn't go now, maybe it's going to push up, and I'm going in on the FTSE now, and we're going to see if we could get it back up here. And I'm going to risk $150. $150 is what I'm willing to lose on this trade. Coming close to the hour close, so that's great. If it holds up until 10 o'clock, yeah, maybe there's a opportunity for it to drive up to take these equal highs. So hopefully holds here, and I'm gonna manage this quite tight. I'll give it a tight stop loss. Just give it a little bit of space for now. I'm gonna see what my initial stop loss is gonna be, and then I'll manage it accordingly. 8630, let's see. $630. So I'm only risking $28 on this. That's not bad. 8630. I'm gonna give it a little bit of room. I'm gonna give it room just to dig in a little bit more. Let's see. This low is fine. 100, 50, 56 would be preferred. Yeah. Okay. Let's see it come if it comes underneath here, because it goes in there. Back in. Come down here. Alright. So I've given it a little bit of room. I'm only risking about $70. I wouldn't even take that much of a loss, to be honest. If it comes down to about $50, I'll be out. I can see it pushing up to try to get back into that space here. And that's what I want to see. I'm giving it room to do so. May have to take a bit of a drawdown, but I'm not risking too much money on this, so it's fine. I could actually afford to take the drawdown and see if price turns around. And if it does turn around, head back up here to fill these gaps, and we could see if we could get that win, and that'd be the day done if we get that win. So this didn't break out like I was expecting now, and this looks like it's gonna pull back in, which is what I wanted, and that's just how it is. We're gonna see. I'm gonna keep an eye on it, see how this played out. I'm happy with the exit. It just wasn't doing what I wanted it to do when I wanted it to do it, and that was a discretionary play, and I shouldn't have done that on this account, but that's what happens when you break rules. So no more trade on euro. Just right now, I think it's sticking around waiting for news. I don't think it's going too far before news, and that's the problem. It could still be a sell to fill these gaps, maintain the higher time frame trend. I was trying to sell it, so you can see the trend is still in effect. I was trying to sell it to get this back down here, but I just wasn't ready to go. I'm gonna just keep an eye on this one for now. Now still what I wanted. Great. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna keep an eye on euro, see how it played out, see if I made the right decision. I'm in on FTSE, and that would be the last trade for the trend. The only thing I could do today is control my emotions, control my behavior, and also control the amount of money I risk. That's all I could really do. Started the day rough, and I'm just trying to see if there's an opportunity for me to make a little bit of money today. And if not, that's fine. I was meant to have taken a worse day today, meant to have had a worse day today. And now, because of my risk management, so far I'm still in. And we're going to see if we could get a win. And that'll be it for this trading session. This is my last trade. Not risking much at all. Hopefully I get rewarded for the risk management discipline. Need to work on that tomorrow, but hopefully I get rewarded for risk management today. It's a Trader Tom inspired setup. Let's see if it holds. Assuming it is his setup, and I remembered it and I got it right. It's underneath the overnight range, tapping into demand. This is a second 50-minute candle, and I'm expecting to buy it to see if it pulls it back into that range. I want to see it get back into that range, and that's the trade. Yeah, so DAX is doing it. So DAX is pulling back into that range. Hopefully now FTSE follows. And continues. Maybe DAX is bullish this week. Slowed down last week. Hopefully it pushes up now and FTSE follows. So I could expect a reaction from this demand. Looks like it's not much of a reaction. And it's going to get underneath this low now. So after this low, we could drive for my stop loss. So hopefully after this low, if it gets underneath there, it pulls back in, and that pullback in will get me out for break even. Because it's not looking like it's holding now. It looks like it wants to be sold. We're going to see what happens with the next hour candle. So in about 13 minutes, we should get some kind of price action. What I'd expect now, if it does stop, if it does get underneath here, the H1 candle that comes back to pull back into this range, that could take it to TP, or at least this price point, and see if I want to get out there. And if it's going to continue, it goes down from there. If it's not, it pushes up to give us a potential better reward. But yeah, I'm going to still hold this trade, and the risk, yeah, I'm still comfortable with the risk. May reduce it. Let's see how many points that is. Okay, so not crazy. Yeah. Yeah. The thing is, he's a discretionary trader with systematic setups. But I've watched, and what I see is a lot of discretion. I've seen him get into trades that I wouldn't have got into. He gets into the trades, he gets out when he feels it's right to get out, and so on. So he's based on experience, and not a lot of people have that experience. So to follow him is hard. If you were just to, I think he mentions it, to be honest, in his lives. If you were just to follow his systematic plays, he says his hit rate is quite low. But the reason he's able to find success is because of when he wins, it adds to his positions a lot. Okay, and when he's losing or price is not doing what he wants, he's out. That's it. That's hard to know, and that's only based on experience. It's hard to follow that. So I can see. I mean, I tried myself. I tried to watch a few of his lives and see what he was routinely doing, and I couldn't get it either. I just could not get it, and that's why I realized, okay, this guy's more discretionary than systematic, and it's hard to learn a systematic approach from him if he's mainly using discretionary approaches. So what I did observe is his discretionary approaches makes him a lot more money. So if you watch his most recent live, I think he started on 10K, and he made about 30 or 40. It grew the account to 30 or 40K this year. So from January to May now, it's about almost 300%. So, and he's done that consistently, streamed consistently, whether it's a democast, simulation account, whatever you want to call it. You would have seen the trades daily, and you could see he's actually achieved those heights. So you have to give it up to him, to be honest. It's hard to learn that approach. Okay, so price is pushing against me. I'm still going to wait for the next 9 minutes and see what happens with the new H1 candle. Yeah, and you could only have that kind of courage if you are well experienced. And that's why I thought, let me start this account, because I want to be able to build that experience where I could trust my intuition and trade, but not risking so much, right? So got the systematic approach. That way I could trade routinely and not lose money. And then the discretionary account is for me to try the things that I believe I could do if I was to. And I want to see the results of it by the end of, I'm going to give it a month and review it and see how the two accounts look. I know I haven't been consistently using the discretionary account. I need to work on that this week, try to be a bit more fair for both accounts so I could analyze and assess the progress fairly. And that's what I'm going to do. But I want to also make money, right? So I'm going to see how this trade plays out, and then we'll consider, if not today, it will be maybe New York session. No, if not today, it will be tomorrow. I'll try to use the discretionary account a bit more. And then maybe sometime this week, I'll start doing streams for New York session. I'll see how the week goes. But yeah, this is like a setup that he will take. He will get into a position that everyone will be thinking to sell it. And as it's pulling back, he's adding right now. So it's sold here. Everyone would be selling. It's pulling back. He's adding. And just that little push there back into this range, that's his money, right? That's all experience. So hopefully it works out for me as well. I want to see this price action push back in. And the real reason I was able to, or I'm taking this trade, is because this break here, price didn't really go back into it. It tagged in here really a little bit, but I want to see price really get into there to be sold again if it's going down. If it's going up, sold, holds, then goes up from there. So if it gets back up here, take a little win, stop loss will go underneath there, and we'll hold it and see. We are 7 minutes from the new hourly candle, and hopefully that happens around here, and my stop loss will be underneath the start of that hourly candle if it starts pushing up. So again, this was me trying to catch the bottom of the potential pullback to go up. Risky, if it works, great rewards. Okay, so I'm happy I got out of the euro trade. And this is a discretionary approach. Just having a look at price. I thought it was going to be sold. Had a look at price. It's not giving me any indication that I'm right now. So I got out, and I was good to get out of that trade. And now I have an opportunity on the FTSE, and that's looking better now. And I'm just going to hold it and see. Yeah, yeah, I can see your point, but I understand it as well. I've watched a few of his trade, and I saw him get a bit upset, and I thought, okay, cool. This is someone who talks a lot about mental health and so on, how he's not affected by his emotions as much, and he doesn't buy into fear, and he does practice it because he adds in positions when he's winning. There's no fear in that at all. But I did see him react to some comments, and I think it's more frustration because what he's doing is different. You have to take this into consideration, and this is why I've taken this approach with my stream. What he's doing is different from the majority of people who are streaming. Majority of people who are streaming don't show their account balances, don't show their account history, and therefore probably trading on demo. So he's not doing that, and yet he's still getting criticism. When he takes a trade off stream, he gets criticized for that as well. I mean, he's not anyone's father. He's not here to hold people's hands. He's trying to do something that's not done in this industry, in this community, and yet there seems to be a lack of appreciation for it. And I think from that viewpoint, that's why he gets a little bit frustrated with some comments. He gets questions that he feels people should know the answer to, or people should make the effort to know the answer to, and then he gets criticized for taking trades outside of the stream. He sees account, he could do what he wants, and I think all of that, when you put it all together, considering what he's doing, I don't think he's charging anyone to join his lives. And if you watch his lives and traded alongside him exactly as he traded, you probably could have got the same results. But it's obviously hard to do that because, you know, in and out trades, it's hard to follow that. But I feel for what he's bringing to the community, he should be championed rather than criticized as much as he possibly is getting. We don't know because he keeps that all private, and that might be why we only see the reaction of the criticism when he's on stream, because we're not seeing all the negativity that he does get when he's because we don't see his comments on his stream. So that could be why. I don't know. I mean, I'm only new to him, a month or two. I'm not a supporter in a sense. I don't know him. I'm not aligned with him, but I do appreciate what he's doing. Whether I could actually use it myself or not, that's a different story. But I do appreciate the fact that he's doing it live and he's showing his account balance, and that's so rare. And when you compare it to what everyone else doing, which is the model is demo account, trading view, use replay or use a demo account, and any trades that work out, broadcast it, and then sell you a course, mentorships, private discourse, whatever at the end. And that's the model. And people are making lots of money through that. And he's not selling anything directly in that same manner. So that's why I say, okay, at least he's doing something different. And yeah, give him his props. Okay, so push back to break even, pushing against me again. 2 minutes still. I'm going to wait and see what happens with the H1 candle. That's what I said I'm going to do. I'm going to wait. So gold finally broke up, but it's not moving far. I'm glad I'm no longer in this move. So I got out here with gold when it started pulling back here. Pull back, got back to where I got out more or less. So not missed nothing. Would have been sat in there for another hour doing nothing. We'll see what happens with gold. Euro, glad to be out of that, but again, it's not moving. So it's only FTSE that looks like it's about to do something, but again, it's not moving. Hopefully when it does, it goes to upside. So we're going to see what happens with this new H1 candle that's about to start. Hopefully this is a start of a reversal of this current pullback, or yeah, current pullback or price action here, and it starts pushing up, taking these highs, filling this gap and go for the equal highs above, and maintaining its current uptrend. And that's what we're hoping to see. I think it's fair to say FTSE was bullish last week, no? Hopefully it continues being bullish this week, even though it doesn't look like it currently. This isn't a reversal, so this is not a reversal. So I can see price definitely coming back up here, but to do so, we need a reversal here to push it up, and that's what we're hoping that we're going to get soon. So we're in on the trade and we're hoping to see a reversal. So yes, we are in the supply zone. At this point, this is when it should have went really, but structure started pushing down here. So we had the trend here, broke structure, created more, then broke it to the upside, and now it seems that it's respecting the higher lows. Broke it down here, looked like it's going down, then gapped up. I think that was Friday or so. So holding this flag low, created another one here, and hopefully creates one here to go. Hopefully it doesn't come all the way down here, which is what it looks like it's going to do. Create one here to go. Hopefully it just does it around there and go. But it's looking less likely now, and I may be getting out of this position for a small loss and call it a day. Let's see what happens in the next 5 minutes. I need to see something, or I'm going to get out of this and then I'm going to call it. So I'm looking at another potential small loss, and I think that's what I did well last week. I took small losses. I didn't take any major losses, like major big losses, and I was able to get back those losses with my wins. So I'm going to try to maintain that through these live streams I do with you guys, focusing on how much I am willing to lose, as long as I'm not taking massive losses. I'm okay being wrong, because most of the times I'm right, as long as when I'm wrong, it's not massive, the account should grow. So I'm okay. I'm learning people to be wrong. It's not easy. It's against who I am as a person. I strive to be right in most situations. I'm learning through trading to be wrong. And that's not necessarily a bad thing if I could apply it to the rest of my life or my approach, accepting my losses. So let's see. I'm gonna see what $50 looks like. Small loss. Give it enough space here. I'm just gonna risk a small amount. Okay. So I reduce my risk. It's looking like it's heading towards my stop loss. I'm gonna wait a little bit to see what this candle, this H1 candle, wants to do, and make a decision if we're going to close this and take the small loss and call it. So it'll be a losing day, but I've only taken a 0.25% loss today if I do lose this trade, and I'll call it. Yeah, possible. I think in terms of a teacher, he does provide a lot of information, and I don't think that's easy for everyone to digest. But for some people, maybe they are getting it and running with it. But I don't know. Do you know anyone else who is close to providing quality information that's you could actually check and fact check to see if they're actually using it? That's okay. So if he's overloading information, they're doing it in a more simplistic way, and they are able to prove that they are profitable with it. I can't think of anyone. If you do know anyone, let me know. I'll check them out myself and see. Okay, so we're still waiting here. Now, this essentially looks like an descending flag, and descending flags are usually an indication of a reversal. So I'm not going to switch over to anything to show you what I mean, but normally with a flag and pole formation, you get a pole, a flag, and a pole out again, right? But this is just pushing down, pushing down, pushing down, pushing down. It's not really moving like it was previously. So pole, flag, pole, flags, pole, consolidates, flags, pole, yeah. So that would be like a normal pole and flag formation, and this is like a descending flag. So it's essentially losing momentum, and it's in the demand, and there's a current uptrend. So there's still room for this to reverse here, and descending flags usually indicate a reversal. So if we could get a reversal, that'd be great, and we're still waiting for that. If I was on the other side, if I was a seller on this, I'll be very worried. My stop loss would definitely be about here now after this pull out. I'll be very worried because this could be the fake breakout. This is my left shoulder now. This could be the fake breakout. If it pulls in here, comes here, it's reversing, and maybe then it's going for these highs. So there's still potential for a reversal here, and I'm waiting. We said we'll wait for this H1 candle. It's produced now. It's coming in. Hopefully I am right, and it goes, tags into there. That's TP, and then it pushes further. Maybe leave a runner, see if it wants to take these highs. Okay, cool. I'll check him out. I'll check him out after stream and see how he trades. Yeah. Thank you for that. It's just so hard to find real people trading in a whole community of people who are trading on YouTube. It's so hard to find people who are actually trading. Is he live streaming, King Abe? Is he live streaming, or is he just pre-record the stuff? That's one of my tests. I want to see it live stream. Anyone could pre-record wins. I want to see live stream. Okay, so this is going very slow. Euro's pushing up. I might be impatient if I was to get out of this FTSE trade. I think I was impatient last week with the gold. I got out of the gold trade and it pushed. Would I be impatient to get out of this FTSE trade? Let's see what's going on in M1. Anything here? Broke structure to upside. So we had a little M1 downtrend. It broke structure upside, came down here, and didn't hold. This was meant to be a breakout as well. Looks like it's pushing down, but very slowly. And DAX did move up, didn't it? Okay, so DAX isn't doing nothing either. Okay. DAX is looking like it wants to be sold through. FTSE has already started moving to the downside. Okay, so it's looking like a loss more and more now, and I may close this position soon and call it taking a small loss for the day. I've been patient, not really seeing anything. Yeah, it's created equal lows here. I'll give it a few more minutes before I make a decision. I need to see something that tells me to get out. It's a small risk still. Yeah, it's still a small risk. I'm gonna wait until I see something to tell me to get out. Hopefully I don't see that and it goes towards, I'll take profit. Okay, I'll check him out as well. Thank you, Millennial FX. Okay, let's see what's going on NASDAQ. So you see what I meant about it being slow around this time? I did say I could see the sell, but it was just very slow. The sell looks like it's still there, but it's just very slow at this time. I think Mondays are the worst days to trade, you know. I might consider that in my approach. Historically, for my setups, they've been terrible because of the low volume. Okay, so NASDAQ does look like it's going to break out. I don't see any reason for it not to. However, stop losses are definitely here. So if you do get the push out, consider how long you want to hold it to manage your risk. Yeah, I mean, the structure is clean. Could definitely push out, yeah. Yeah, I, I mean, there's tons of people who stream that may be giving good information in terms of learning, but if they never live stream, you need to really question why. Because in terms of learning, I think ICT gives I don't know too much about him, but he gave a lot of information, a lot of terminology in terms of learning, but he tried live streaming and he failed, and now it's been proven that he has been scamming allegedly. It's been proven. So I'm not sure. I still, for me, people need to demonstrate if what you work, if what you say works. I need you to demonstrate it, and it does. It would make a lot of sense for them to demonstrate it. It would help their brand. If you say this concept works and you then demonstrate it live, everyone will sign up to your brand. So I don't see why he wouldn't live stream it. I don't know. I still need to see certain things. It's only this year, to be honest. My eyes have been open to what goes on behind the scene in terms of influencers. There are traders and there are influencers, and majority of people on YouTube are influencers. They are marketing geniuses. They figured it out. There is a clear blueprint now, and if you study it for like 10 minutes, you'll see it as well. And that's what they're running with. They got their trader view, they got their demo accounts, they got their discords, they got their courses, and their courses is basic trend trading setups. That's probably copy and paste it from somewhere else, and that's all they offer. And they just keep pumping it out, targeting beginners. And as a beginner, you come in, you look for what works, and it takes a while. It took me 3 years before you realize a lot of what you consume isn't actually working. And you could back test it and think, okay, yeah, it works back testing. But in actually taking those trades, it takes hours. The setups sometimes don't work and plays with your emotions. So it's hard to find consistency doing it. But this isn't mentioned in the courses because the people who are selling the courses don't care for that. They just want you to buy the course and they're not actually using it themselves. So I need to see them using it, and I need proof that it works before I could purchase a course. That's the way I work. And it makes sense. If you take this outside of trading, if anyone was making claims of any financial rewards, all you need to do is follow this setup. All you need to do is buy this course. You would ask them for proof. But in the trading community, we're not. And it's if you really look, there's a lot of people who realize that, and they're just making money from people signing up to these courses, no questions asked. And That's the environment we are in, and it takes a long time before you realize this, because you're up against the market, you're up against your own psychology, you're up against having a lack of resources, you're up against prop firms. All of these things are up against you. You're trading, you try to find a way to be profitable in this environment, and then you've got the people who are offering you help, who are an obstacle themselves, because the help they're offering you, there's no actual proof that it works. So yeah, I need to see lives. I need to see lives. That's why I started doing my lives, because I want to be a part of the solution, and I want to challenge anyone who says they're profitable to show me your lives. And in response, most of them say, "Where's your life?" Here's my life. Here's my life. I'm trading live. I'm trying to do it properly. I could do what they do quite easily. Demo accounts, and then only show you guys my profitable wins. And the lifestyle I live is very easy for me to give the impression of success through trading, but the truth is I got the success through other means. So it's very easy for me to do it, but in terms of integrity, nah, it's not easy for me to sell out for that purpose. So I'm just gonna happily go along, try to figure out how to trade, and that's what I'm doing, rather than scamming. So I'm gonna stay in my lane and try to figure this out. So price is still not moving, still giving us the descending flag. So I'm still holding it. I'm waiting for some kind of reversal, and it's looking better for the reversal now. I did say for it to go out now, it should be respecting this high, should push out here and start going. So I'm expecting now, if it does get that sell, which was down here, that was an indication to go low, to go for the sell, and it's pushed up above it. So I'm hoping now it continues, gets above here, and then we get that drive into there, and maybe goes towards TP into profit. I will then put my stop loss. If we get this above here, I'm going to reduce my stop loss there. Okay, so reducing my risk, and I'll try to get above here, and in here is where I would expect it, if it was to be sold, to sell off from. And if it holds, hold it, and I'll try to take it up there with the runner. That's the plan. Just need it to hold and do that right now. So still waiting. Nothing's really happening. Oh, gold is finally moving up. An hour or so after I got out of it, it's finally moving. So gold, I should have held that, but I'm glad that I took what was available. So it's pushing up. This supply zone didn't hold. It's pushing up, maybe to take this high. Maybe to take that high. Okay, so hopefully FTSE starts moving now as well. DAX looks happy to go up as well. Hopefully FTSE gives us a nice drive, gets above here. Stop losses that were here for the sell will get taken, and that will give us a drive into here. And if it makes sense to take some profit here, I will do so. But stop loss is gonna definitely go underneath here soon. If we get this drive back up, get above there, my stop loss is gonna be moved underneath this low, reducing my risk. Let's see. Yeah, I'm reducing my risk now. My stop loss is underneath that H1 low. Remember, as I said, this was the candle that I wanted to see hold. This H1 candle, I wanted to see it hold. It's more or less in line with this demand here. It's not ideal. Would have preferred it to be above it. But for this move now, if it is to go up, I want this to be the pullback, this to be the low, and my stop loss needs to be there now. If it goes underneath here, it's definitely going to push down further, and if it pushes down further, it'll probably take my stop loss anyway. So this essentially would be a reduced loss if I was to take the loss anyway. So stop loss has been moved now, just underneath the H1 low, and we're holding. So it's only $27 I'm risking now. I can definitely live with that. Definitely live with that. Okay, so we're about to get that drive up, beating this high. That would be the indication to buy. So that should be my entry for the buy, and my stop loss will be underneath here if it beats this high here, and it should get a drive up, getting some profits, get into profit. And if it comes down, if it's to be sold down, I would expect the sell to come from here, up here. So hopefully we get this drive up, get some profits. Stop loss is in place already, it's been reduced, and let's see if it continues going up after that. But first it needs to take this high. So we had our descending flag or descending price action. It's given a little reversal now. I'm sure if we go to M1 you can see a clean reversal, and I just need it to continue holding this little reversal. So yeah, lower highs came here, created this low, come up here. From here is where it should have been sold to continue downtrend, but as you can see it broke up from there, respecting and creating higher lows now. So there's the initial high low, there's the low, higher low, higher low, and if it holds, that's the start of a reversal if it holds. So that's why I say my stop loss needs to be underneath here where it's starting to reverse. It can still be sold aggressively through, but reduce risk. It's not a massive risk. It's tight stop loss, and if we do get this drive up, it's a very good entry. So let's see. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I'll be very happy with that entry and happy with that win if it holds. Yeah, if you say that to a course seller, they will never reply and they may just block you. So I might just do that as well from now on. Oh, you're selling a course, okay, I want to see your live streams. Where's your live streams? Show me for at least a month that you could do it. I don't need to see your 10-figure profits a month that you make. I don't need to see a massive account balance. Just start a little 5k account and trade that for a month live stream, and then I'll buy a course if it's possible at the end of the month. That's what I would say. At least you could do that. Selling me a course, at least you could do that. It costs you nothing. You're profitable. Show me. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for, the FTSE to respect the previous daily low, reverse here, and some buying pressure. There's no selling pressure right now, so some buying pressure push up, and I want it to do it aggressively because it hasn't moved since the London session started, has it? So I want to see it move, see some volume. The news that's due is mainly for the euro. FTSE may be affected by it. That's mainly for the euro, so hopefully it doesn't react so much to it, and if it does react, it reacts in a good way for me and pushes up. But right now, very slow, very slow. All right, I'm going to step out for a minute. I'll be back soon, but yeah, still holding this trade. Okay, so it's now starting to move and it's moving against us. We'll see what happens with this price action here. It should be here to push up. So let's see what happens in this minute. I should see some buying pressure coming in after this. If not, maybe that's the exit. It should be right here. There's no reason for it to, if it's reversing, there's no reason for it to go down further. It should be right up here, right here to push up. If it goes further down, it's taking me out, and we'll call it with a small loss today. Millennial trained up. Millennial FX. See you tomorrow. Enjoy your day. Gonna hold this a little bit, and then after this trade, that will be it. Win, lose, or draw. See what's going on. So euro is still pushing up, but still within the range. Yep, still within that range. And it's, like I said, I feel like it's waiting for the news to, before it makes a decision to break out, or it's going to push all the way down here because of the news. So I'm still more inclined to sell it, but I had to get out because of the entry wasn't good. I would have been stopped out, as you can see. So I had to get out of that sell. I'm just going to leave that today. Nothing much. There was a setup for a sell here. I was wrong. Tried to force an entry here, was wrong. So I have to leave. Euro is to play me today. I have to leave it. That's an indication I need to stop with euro. Gold trade worked out well, but very slow again. I'm glad I took the win. And now we are in this FTSE trade, waiting to see what goes on. We are buying FTSE and seeing, just checking out the DAX. Okay, so let's see. So gap down, filled it sideways, got underneath here, bullish, broke that structure, pulled back in, tapped there and pushed up. So DAX looks like a buy. Hopefully that's the same with the FTSE. DAX pushes up and FTSE goes with it. So if it was a sell, it will be from this low, start pushing down, but it's pushed up and close, almost closing above it. But these candles closing here rather than here would suggest to me it's a buy. So hopefully this holds, takes it from here, pushes up and gets it back up. And that would be the read on the DAX. Definitely could be wrong. There's a lot of liquidity underneath here. Definitely an argument for a sell as well. 50-50. But initial price action, just based on what's going on here, looks like it's pushing it up. But if you zoom out, you can see a potential for it going down. So yeah, 50-50. Gonna wait in this trade here and see. Almost got the break of that high. Still need the break of that high to be bullish. Let's zoom in. Yes, it feels like it's asking a lot for it to be bullish now. Maybe it's at 11 o'clock, we'll get the next hour candle and it breaks that high, and then I'll be more confident. But my stop loss, as you can see, is just at the swing low. I am only risking $27. It's not that high risk of a trade at all to try buy this low with the price action that I'm seeing. So if I'm wrong, $27. If I'm right, we'll see. Okay, so Nasdaq. Yeah, I mean, if I'm to hold Nasdaq, I am looking at holding it to 29.10. Okay, and the reason for that is because, let's just zoom out. So if you look at it from a pole and flag formation, yeah, so when it pulls out, it usually pulls back into the zone it broke out from. Okay, so here it broke out, and it came across here, went sideways, and it's got underneath this low. So for it to continue doing its uptrend, it should have been from here to break out again. But as you can see, it's got underneath this low. So I think it will be looking for an area of support, and that area of support would be the price action where it broke out from. So that being the case, that will be where the initial breakout was, which would be here. Okay, so it broke out from here. So that would be 29.10 to get it in to this demand, and maybe that's where you could expect a buy. So as it's approaching there, I will probably take some profit, then leave a runner, maybe move to break even, and then see if it could beat these lows and keep on going further. And maybe if it goes further, I'll aim for this imbalance here, where again it broke out and it hasn't returned. So price usually, as you see with price action, usually if it's doing breakout, it breaks, retraces into it and goes. So break and retest, right? Break and retest. So breaks, retest. It broke here a little bit, gave a bit of a retest as it was going up. And now, because it's being sold, I think it's going to be sold back there to see if buyers want it again. And that's where I would like to hold it to. If you are in that trade and you're looking for an exit, that's where I would be holding it to. Yeah. Good. Yeah, exactly. I would play it. If you could take partials, you got some of the move, then break even to see if it goes further. Yeah. That way, you're going to get the most out of it, and you're getting out where price can potentially reverse. So yeah, there's no reason for it to, this is H1. I can't see any reason on the H1 for it to react and start coming against you. There's a little imbalance here on M5 it could react to, just this one here. So there's one here at 29.95. So you could expect some kind of reaction there. How much of a reaction is the question really? So as you see, it's pushing down towards it now. Yeah, it's pushing down towards it now. So that would be the first place I would expect a reaction. And if that doesn't hold, then I see it at 29.10. And if this zone doesn't hold, just hold it and see how long you could get it to. Okay, so this trade is still messing around, not looking good, losing interest. If we don't get some volume soon, me close it. Actually, no, I'm not going to close it. I'm going to take the loss. If I'm going to take the loss, I'm going to take the loss. I've seen everything I would like to see, almost everything I would like to see for the buy. I needed it to break this high, which it didn't. If it's going to take me out, it should be happening soon here. And I'll just take a small loss and call it a day. That's Monday. So I'm looking at a loss, a small loss, or potential win. And it doesn't make no sense in me being the one that makes that decision. I'm going to let price make that decision. If you want to go down, take me out for a small loss. If you want to go up, let's go. Let's go. Stop messing around. Being very patient with this trade today. Hopefully it works out and rewards me for my patience. What more can you do? But wait. Very happy for you, Whipping Post, that you are in that trade. Hopefully it does good for you. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for joining live again. I'm going to hold this a little bit more and hopefully I get the win as well. Enjoy your breakfast. If you are enjoying the chat, people, let me know. Hit the like button so others could see what's going on there, and let's try to get a positive community started of people who are actually trading, and keep pushing and growing this channel and growing this live through honest work. Not a lot going on, just gold moving very slowly but moving nonetheless. Okay, this UK, this FTSE trade's not looking good now. Is it waiting for the news? Don't know. It's not looking good at all now, and we may get the loss coming soon. Okay, I'm gonna take the loss. Next 10 minutes. This going, it needs to go. I mean, still a descending. Look, we had like a descending flag here and it reversed, and that's what I'm expected to see here. Same price action coming down here, descending, slows down, gives a little fake breakout and stays there for a while, and eventually pushes up. So that's what I'm hoping to see here. Red trend down, descending candle again, and we're hoping and waiting for this to potentially go and turn around there. Yeah, gonna wait and see. I like the trade. That's why I need to hold it. I like the trade. I like the setup. It's very slow for a sell. If I was in a sell right now, I'd be very anxious with FTSE. I'm very anxious. I almost got stopped out already. If I was in the sell, I would have sold it from here. My stop loss been here and it came all the way back there. I'd be very anxious just to get this little drive. It's been here for so long. So if sellers are anxious now, maybe they exit their position, get some buyers coming in. There we go. For those who are in the chat, let me know what you're looking at. Could give you a second pair of eyes, see what's going on. So far, this is the instruments we got. We had a look at NASDAQ, had a look at DAX. DAX still indecision. There's a lot of indecision here. Currently trading FTSE. Gold trending up, but maybe we're gonna see a reaction from the news soon. It's got a bit of a trend line here. I can see price pushing underneath it, running all the stop losses here. Try to fill more of this gap. Argument for that. I'm starting to look at gold as an opportunity to sell here. I see it. That's the last low. That's the last low. Reversal. Let me see what's going on with gold. Okay. Very small, slow uptrend with gold, and it's within a supply zone. I wouldn't be buying gold in this low price section while it's within a supply zone. And is it at the top of the range? Yes, at the top of the range. I would not be buying gold from there. And there's a gap as well underneath there. Early days to be buying gold from here. But it's trending. I know people like to trade with the trend, so that could be an opportunity for you. If you manage it, tight stop losses, get in there, tight stop loss, and continue it up. Okay, so this FTSE trade's not looking good. And we may be looking at a exit soon. Yeah, it's not holding. I am out for FTSE. I was patient with it, didn't work out. Let's see what's happening with this. Not gonna touch euro, don't trust it. Yeah, I don't trust it. Okay, very patient today, but price is just not moving. And I may call it because I don't see anything else going on. It's not moving. Nothing's moving at all. Gold is moving, trending up, but very slowly. And I can't get in that position and wait for an hour just for it to go a point or two. FTSE is just not moving at all. Neither is DAX. Okay, so now as I spoke, DAX starts pushing down, but still not going anywhere. FTSE is about to break down. Okay, so I think maybe everything's just waiting for the news catalyst to be announced and make a decision in its direction if it wants to go or not. So there's not a lot going on today, and I think it's safe to call it. So I'm going to call it today. And I'll start again tomorrow. Typical Monday, not a lot happening, and I've taken a small loss. So don't want to force it anymore. Going to call it today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning at the start of the London session. This is Patrick signing out. Until next time. Peace.